Ares!
Animate the Moro Arc.
And my life is yours.
Oh, say less.
Oh, you beauty!
Guys, this is not a drill. We're getting an animated Moro Arc in 2027. And yes, the Galactic Patrol does mean the same thing. It's the official name of this arc, so don't be acting like this person here. Before I dive into the peak of Super, let's highlight the other reveals at the Genki-Dama Matsuri event, starting with Dragon Ball Age 1000. This new game seems to be related to Dragon Ball Online, as it also takes place in the year 1000, 2 centuries after the end of Z when Goku leaves with Oob. I'll keep it 1000 with you. The only reason I'm discussing this project is because of the GOAT John Dragon Ball. I don't know why they never revealed his name, but who cares? The community started calling him John already, most likely sticking until the game comes out. Not even a month in, and the John agenda's in full force, to the point where he solos all fiction. What's there to dispute though? He looks like the child of Broly and Chilai, no wonder his strength's busted. It's gone so out of hand. We have John saving the DB Society, to putting Beast Gohan down mid-training, to him alone being the 1000th one. That's just the tip of the iceberg. John's got too many agenda pieces to count. Anywho, let's move on to the next announcement of the 3, Dragon Ball Super Beerus. I can't lie. Watching the first half of the trailer had me thinking it was gonna be some Beerus backstory. Instead, it's the infamous remake coming out later this year. According to the official website, DBS Beerus is supposed to be a reimagining of Battle of Gods, more faithful to the manga, but I still can't wrap my head around there being 4 separate versions of the same plot. Also, the aesthetics have been made to polish without any tight schedules like last time, and you can already see the improvement with these screenshots. Beerus's art and the original animes are like night and day. If you've seen my DBS remake vid, you'll know I'm not that fond of the idea, but even then, there's no reason to hate, as it's gonna fill the gap between now and the Moro Arc. With only 6 episodes, I'm praying they make changes to canonize Daima, such as the inclusion of Super Saiyan 4 Goku on King Kai's, and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta during the My Bulma scene. Such ideas are likely to be a pipe dream, as they'll stick with Toriyama's original notes, but for any power scalers watching, I hope they make a different change for your sake, removing the God Key absorption in base. This one statement single-handedly ruined any logic to super scaling, as currently, anyone that rivals base Goku, like Caulifla for example, is somehow Super Saiyan God level. The manga never had Super Saiyan Goku fighting in space. After the Saiyan finishes the beam clash, Beerus full-on dips without flying back to Earth, so surely the power scaling saved, but you never know. Another thing, I love how the trailer depicts Beerus as this menacing threat again. He just seems more serious here compared to his relaxed vibe with the Z Fighters further on in Super. Along with DBS Beerus, we're likely getting a Golden Frieza enhancement too, roughly with the same episode count. Other than the animation upgrade, I'm not really hyped, as there won't be any improvements to the plot, like the inclusion of God or Vegeta getting his dub. But hey, I'll be happy to be proved wrong. Finally, let's discuss the event's best announcement by far. While making this vid, I'm constantly pinching myself as a reminder this isn't a dream, and if you've been following me for some time, you'll know how much I've harped that Moro is being animated in 2077. Thankfully, production has begun, meaning it'll debut late 2027 the earliest, but most likely early 2028. Off topic, but this works perfectly for me, cause a month prior we had a production announcement for Chainsaw Man's International Assassins arc, so witnessing sheer peak back to back is gonna be a wild ride for sure. One last point before diving in, I'm so glad they chose to announce Moro first. Imagine the fan outcry if DBS Beerus went first, even though the outcome's the same. We'd be sat here thinking the Moro arc's releasing in like 2030 beyond. so it was smart of them to start with the hype stuff first. Anywho, let's discuss what to expect going into the continuation of DBS. Moro takes place right after the events of the Broly movie, arguably straight after, since Goku uses instant transmission from planet Vampa to get back to Earth, and the arc starts with him teleporting to Vegeta's place for sparring. The pair are then taken in by the Galactic Patrol thanks to their Employee of the Month Beerus. And yes, Goku and Vegeta had no say in the matter, cause the patrolman literally one-shots the both of them with a stun gun. The reason they recruited the Saiyans is cause the company needs the firepower to take down a convict of theirs who's made a great escape, the Planet Eater Moro. With the synopsis out the way, I want to express why I rate this arc so highly. First off, out of all the arcs in Super, this one captures that Z feeling the most, which will really excite the anime onlys. Some reasons include the return of certain worlds introduced in Z, every Z fighter contributing, even the minor ones, and arguably of the highest importance, Moro as a villain. As for villains go in the franchise, Moro is up there, definitely top 5 at least. He feels like a threat from just the introduction alone. As a planet-eating goat, he forced the Kais to step in, being treated as, if not more dangerous than Kid Buu. It's nice there's certain familiar faces, like the Grand Supreme Kai, which in turn raises our investment in this arc. A great intro for Moro, but to be honest, the way our heroes are introduced to him hits so much harder. I won't spoil it, but let's say Goku, the same carefree jolly person, sweats bullets upon seeing the tyrant, describing his ki as a whole bunch of people screaming in pain. Another amazing aspect of Moro is how he made magic relevant again. For the record, he's weaker than our Saiyans, but it's those magical abilities that let him gain an upper hand throughout the arc. This is much better than a stronger foe from the get-go, avoiding the problems of power creep. I'm eager to see how beautifully they animate his magic attacks, which already look appealing in the manga. Speaking of appeal, Moro's brilliance can also boil down to his mere design. No Dragon Ball villain has ever had this sorcerer aesthetic, from the overgrown beard to the goat-like horns, making his character much more memorable. For comparison, he shares many features to Tarek from My Little Pony. Toyotaro deserves praise for creating a great villain. It's an actual travesty he got no credit during the event, when the Moro Arc's creation was mostly thanks to him. Toriyama simply gave the green light. Anywho, let's mention the integration of the Z fighters. In my opinion, the Moro Arc's execution's a bit better than the Tournament of Power. That's cause we're not limited to 10 members, meaning the less prominent Z fighters get to shine, like Yamcha and Chaozu. Furthermore, our heroes received proper dubs unlike the tournament. Take for instance Krillin. He was one of the first to be eliminated, not doing anything of note, whereas in this arc, he trains for a couple months to humble one of Moro's strongest convicts all by himself. Yamcha's another case of this. From not even participating to solo squadding the convicts, who by the way gave our Super Saiyans a tough time. Speaking of Saiyans, Goku and Vegeta are one of the arc's highlights, especially the latter. Super's anime somewhat did my prince dirty who was trying to surpass Goku again, and when he does get his moments, half the time it's riddled with nostalgia bait, such as the final explosion against Toppo. However, Vegeta gets development unique to this arc. Normally they show how human he's become, atoning for his sins on Earth. This time, the prince feels remorse for the pain he inflicted to another race entirely. That race being the Namekians, who were wronged back in the Namek arc when Vegeta boomed that one village for their Dragon Ball. Early Moro arc hammers home on this crime by Vegeta, and the conversations he has with the Namekians are beautiful to say the least, returning to the planet as a better man now. Alongside character growth, this is truly the first time Vegeta felt like a separate fighter to Goku. Over Super's run, the Saiyans were chasing for the same power, whether it was Blue or Ultra Instinct, where only Goku had achieved both. With Vegeta left in the dust, the only bone he got was Blue Evolution. But to be blunt, it's an ugly recolor of Blue Kaioken with the same multiplier. On the other hand, The Moro Arc switches things up by making them go through separate training arcs. Beerus ends up mentoring Goku, whereas the prince heads off to a different part of the galaxy, trying to learn a specific ability that directly counters Moro. I'm not gonna spoil where he goes, but let's just say it's a place from Z that needed some extra screen time. As for Goku, he has some good dialogue, more mature than his anime version, but in this arc, our hero just exudes aura, especially near the end. Again, I won't reveal much other than this. If you thought Ultra Instinct was cold in the tournament, brace yourself for what's to come in the Moro Arc. Overall, I'm so glad the peak of Super's getting animated. Anime onlys are gonna love the Z feel and Moro's appeal to the point where this arc's gonna be overglazed, saying it's the best thing since sliced bread. Thankfully, the wait time won't drag for too long as we have the DBS remake to keep us busy, so there's no need to complain. Finally, thanks so much for watching the vid, and remember to keep it 1000.